Well, I think the terrorists win if we do yield. I don't feel safer by yielding up our freedoms. You know,
But are we less safe as a nation?
I don't believe so. I don't believe so for 1 minute. I think we're less safe because of our foreign policy. You know, that's what worries me. And taking, you know, the argument I use with conservatives is that, you know, they always argue, well, you know, criminals are the ones we have to regulate, not law-abiding citizen that owns guns. Well, I say don't regulate and control and spy on honest law-abiding American citizens, because you might find a terrorist. So you don't sacrifice liberties. The claim is, and it probably follows up from their claim, that they attack us because we're free and prosperous. See, I don't buy into that. I don't think that's the reason at all. I think they tell the truth when they say that we don't like you over in our face, putting military troops on our soil, which we consider sacred territory and holy land, and I think that's more likely the case. And I am, you know, when they use that argument, that's an excuse for doing things they shouldn't be doing. This week there was a story out that I assume is probably true, and you probably heard it, and that was when the individual was stopped at the airport, and they wouldn't allow him on the airplane. He was talking to the clerk, and the clerk said, "Well, you're on this potential terrorist list." She very nonchalantly said, "Well, have you attended any anti-war rallies? Like, that would be a justified reason for you to be on a list." And he said, "No, I haven't done that." But then he got to thinking, he says, "But I did give a speech that was critical of the president." She said, "That'll do it." That should wake people up. I fly a lot of Continental. If Continental said to me that I can get you on the airplane real quick if you just use your fingerprint and your retinal scan, and we work out a voluntary agreement on that, I think that's a lot different than if the government does it and takes away and forces me to do it, or coerces me or pressures me to do that. To me, there's a big difference between the two. But I work on the assumption that you do not have to give up liberty to be safer. I believe it's when you give up liberty you are less safe. I'm just totally convinced of that I think that most safety in this country is provided by private individuals, you know, homeowners and others who take care of their own property. I mean, we depend on the police and we depend on the government, and we do need our military to protect us. But we do know that that spending $40 billion a year for gathering intelligence, so-called intelligence, before 9/11 really didn't make us safer. So giving up more of our freedoms and having a national ID card and having radio frequency IDs on our passports and allowing the government to put whatever they want on our national ID card and identifying what groups we might belong to, and that authority has been given. I don't see how it makes us less free, and I guess I would still argue against being less free, even if there was a wildly theoretic argument that we could be safer. But I don't think we're safer. I really don't. I think we're less safe because of the foreign policy that we follow.